So my brothers and my sisters, as we see here in this verse, David is crying out, right? David is crying out, and he's saying is, stop slandering me. I have heard the slander of many. And then he said, he heard, remember me talking about Deba? Deba, whispering, defamation, evil report, and the word here is dalet, bait, and mem. No, sorry. Dalet, bait, and hay, rather, Deba. And so the word here is whispering, a defamation, evil report. He has heard all of that kind of stuff. David has heard all of that, and he wanted to stop. Oh, praise be to Yahuwah. My brothers and sisters, it's not easy. It's not easy. And how can you stop people from talking? Very difficult, very difficult. The only thing I can say is that, make sure that what they're saying against you is not true. When they slander you, when they persecute you and despitefully use you falsely, it should be for his sake, for Yahuwah's sake. Not because, we have done some evil thing. Yahuwah doesn't want us to do those kind of things. And okay, so defaming, evil report, infamous slander. The word come from another word, dabab, in a sense, a few, like a furtive motion, slander, defaming people, evil report. You hear that, my brothers and sisters, you see that all the time around you. It is very rapid moving, especially among the Gentile people. And then you know what? The Hebrew Israelite people following in the footsteps and doing some of that too. Slandering each other. Infamy, when you try to make up, to slander, to defame a person, or to, and stuff like that. But the scripture said we shouldn't do that. He heard the slander of many. And then he said, fear was on every side. Fear was on every side. The word fear here is a word like a magor, and what it's saying is that fear and terror, magor, fear and terror. It's come from this word, magor, and magor is magor. Is basically two words, magor and magur, okay, and it means the same thing, but it's fear and terror, and the Hebrew consonants that make up the word is mem and gimel, vav, and resh, okay, and so what it's saying there, the word is fear and terror. It comes from another usage, and in the sense of fearing or fright. The objective is to frighten you, to make you to terrorize you, you know, to terrorize you. There are people go around terrorizing people, and they want to do it in such a way that you got scared. You know, you're so scared that you can't move. It cripple you. Or the people don't want to leave their home because of fear, and because they know the terror that people can do. But in Psalm, it said, you know, we should not be afraid of the terror by night. You know, those that walk at noonday. You know, but my brothers and sisters, not to develop that kind of fear. We have to do like what David said: whenever time I'm afraid, I will trust in Yahuwah. So those moments when, you know, fear come upon us, you know, we have to trust in Yahuwah. He said, I have heard the slander of many, and he said fear was on every side. Fear was on every side. And this is what he said. While the fear was on every side, this is what he said. While they took counsel together against me. Fear was on every side. And to compound that, my brothers and sisters, is that the people gather together. They gather together. And they're going to make up things. Don't it sound like we're living in a world, this is what we, you know, people just make up things. And they slander you, and they do things, and they do evil. We're going to get you down, man. And so they plan, they come together, they took counsel, they have meetings. That's what some of the politicians do to each other. You know? One opposing side against the other. Then do it. They see there's a whole saying that you pick the beam out of your eye so you can see what's going on in somebody else's eye. You can't be blind and trying to tell somebody that something is wrong with their eyes. And you can't see either. It's like a person who trying to tell another person don't wear glasses. And the person who telling the person not to wear glasses, eyes worse than the person who's wearing glasses. Oh my goodness, my brothers and sisters, this is what happened. You know, that's what the politicians them doing, you know. Like you know, it was on the news this afternoon. There's a state on the news where they said one of the politicians go, you know, who's charged for all kind of stuff, you know, or they're trying to buy a gun. Oh, yeah. And the same people just finished criticizing the president's son, who you know, charged for felony for buying a gun, and here he is. He's not supposed to, because he have a whole lot of charges against him, and he's not supposed to, you know, have any gun, but he was out there buying gun. They find out that they do something wrong, they're trying to cover it up. But my brothers and sisters, Yahuwah is not asleep. He's not sleeping. He sees everything that's going on. Okay, man. So just all I'm trying to tell you is that please stay away from evil and do not participate with people and agree with people that do wrong things, okay? Do not do that, because you will not have a healthy life, you know, spiritually and everything. All right. Good. So while they took counsel, they took counsel together against me, you know, all of what they're doing, they're slandering, they're putting fear and terror in it, and then at the same time, they gather together, and then they're taking counsel. They're trying to say, hey, look, man, we want to make sure, you know, we want to make sure that you go down. We're going to make sure that you go down, you know. Oh, praise be to Yahweh. My brothers and sisters, the word counsel here, to take counsel, is the word Yasad in the Hebrew, Yod, Samek, and Dalet, Yasad. And my brothers and sisters, what is saying here is that they come together, they establish, or they found a way, or they fix on, you know, to do this, you know, they appoint, or they take counsel, or they establish a, you know, a way. You know, it's like they lay down some rules and some regulations. This is how we're going to do it. They have a plan. You know, in other words, like this, like laying a foundation, and they instruct each other and one another. They lay, in other words, they ordain a way. You know, the primitive rule is to set, literally or figuratively, intensively, to, you know, found or reflectively, to sit down together, you know, to settle, to consult each other, to appoint, to take counsel, to establish. You know, they found a way, you know, how they're going to destroy him. They found a way how to destroy him. And my brothers and sisters, let me say this, that the way that is being found here is they found a way together against him. The whole purpose is why they took counsel together against me, and they devise to take away my life. In other words, they consider, the word devise, zaman, to consider, the purpose, to devise, you know, to devise a way. They consider a way, you know, zaman, zayin, mem, and mem, to consider the purpose, in the purpose in their life, in their heart, to imagine that in other words, they plotted, or they think evil, you know. That's what they do to us. You know, I remember I used to read about what happened to our ancestors. They can't, you know, like in the book of Daniel. Remember who Daniel and the Hebrew men, young men, how they do all kind of stuff among them. Throw them in the fire. Throw Daniel in the lion's den. You know, men came together to do that. And he, you know, can you imagine? Here he was, one Hebrew Israelite among 100+ Persians. Okay? And he was over all of them. He was next to the king. And they didn't like that. How come they made this slave come here, come rule over us? So what they did, they sit down and they start imagining way how to do it. They had the king, you know, they're going to, if you remember the story, how they went to the king and said to the king, said, don't you set some rules and said that's how everybody in the province must live and we must obey and so on. And he said, yes, of course I did. And he said, then how come the man that you put over us not doing that? How come you're not doing that? He said, what? He said, well, we have to deal with it. He said, well, you have to deal with it. Because if you don't deal with it, you're going to continue to fester. And sooner or later, you're not going to have any kingdom. Because he's doing his own thing. He's supposed to be doing stuff, you know, to support you. And he's out there All Daniel was doing, my brothers and sisters, is praying. And he's opened his window. He wasn't praying in secret. He opened his windows and his doors so that people, and they came to his house. And they watched. And they went away, and here he was praying to his Elohim. And they put it in the king's heart and his mind and to build him up against Daniel. Guess what? He said, okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to punish him. They want the king to punish Daniel so that he never could do it again. So what they did, they put him in the lion's den. The lion just go around and probably laying on Daniel when he was sleeping, they come to lay on him and lick his face with a tongue and just having like they were friends. And the king, while Daniel was having a good night's sleep, Daniel was having a good night's sleep, the king was restless. His conscience was bothering him. He got up early in the morning to go look. Did your Elohim save you? Yes, King, live forever. Oh, praise be to Yahuwah. Remember, my brothers, my sisters, when you trust in Yahuwah, okay, when you trust in him and you be a light for him and you shine for him, my brothers and sisters, no care what they do. So, here was the king. When he saw Daniel, that he was alive and well, he was so happy. He was so joyful. And then he called all of those men. My brothers and sisters, don't take it upon yourself to hurt your enemy. Let Yahuwah deal with it. He called all of them. And not only that, the men who did it, but the whole family. The family of each of them were thrown into that lion's den. The lion had a feast. The lions, they had a feast for the evil that they did. Turn back on them. It's just like a man who did a gallows for Mordecai and him. He came back and the same gallows was used to hang him. So we trust in Yahuwah. We don't, So they consider, they devise ways, they imagine ways, they plotted, the purpose, they think evil, my brothers, my sisters, and they did all of these things, against the man of Yahuwah. He said, for they have heard of the slander, for, listen what he said, fear was upon every side while they took counsel together against me. And he said, they devised the way to take away my life. Nephesh, the word life there, nephesh. A soul, a living being, life. Nephesh. Nun, Fe, and Shin. Nephesh. And my brothers and sisters, here is a man that they want to take his life as the serf, a person. He has desire, passion, he has appetite, he has emotion, my brothers and sisters. They want to take all of that away from him. Want to take that away from him. But guess what? Yahuwah was on his side. Yahuwah was on his side. Nephesh. My brothers, my sisters, Yahuwah was on his side. And no matter what people do and what people say, if Yahuwah is on your side, no matter what they say and what they do. He said, I have heard the slander. He wasn't deaf to it. Many people, his acquaintances, his neighbors, his enemies, on every side, and some of family members too. And so fear was on every side, and all of this happening while they're taking counsel how to destroy him, how to take his life away. But my brothers, my sisters, YAHUAH was with him, and YAHUAH helped him. We're going to continue down in verse 14 in the next session, but right now we're going to ask you, my brothers, my sisters, to be a blessing to someone and walk with the King. Shalom.